Hey, future Dash Masters. With your own drawing, some cut paper, and a dash of creativity, we'll be able to create the lightning-fast moves that make Dasher the Usain Bolt of the North Pole. You ready? We're going to cover one simple animation trick from the Animating Kids library. So check this out. I'm going to create this from scratch, and then we're going to get an 8-year-old to make us a drawing, and we'll animate that too. We've included the animation shift in between blur with the PDF here. Go ahead and look at that. It really articulates the timing and spacing formula well. In this case, we're going to have Dasher zip off in a split second. The most difficult thing to remember, for some reason, in stop motion animation is to take 30 pictures of a nice pause before he runs off, and he'll zip off, and then we get a nice pause after he's gone. These blur frames are a lot of fun to make. They're messy, and at first impulse, you don't really think that they're going to fool anybody. But once you get them on the screen and just take a couple pictures of this guy leaving, and we'll take a bunch of pictures of nothing being there, so we have a nice little segment where he's actually gone. If you get the timing right and the concept, any age group can participate. This 8-year-old's version of Dasher is going to work just fine. We're just going to outline it a little bit so that when we cut it out, some of this borders will show up nice and crisp on the tabletop. This is not about great art. This is about animation formulas and learning these little tricks so that you can make any art, no matter how beginner it is, do the animation without a hitch. And we'll get Dasher to dash off with only 2 drawings. So let's put a little background together here, just scribble in some sky and snow with a crayon. We're using Stop Motion Studio Pro here, so we slide it out to 15. We like to work at 15 frames per second, and we also need to make sure that the transparency is set to 50% so that we can see through this drawing into the in-between cell that we're going to lay on top of it, so it looks like this. Pretty much every stop motion app has a transparency or onion skin slider like this to help you. Dasher's going to tip back, and you can see that the transparency is set so we can see where he was and where he's going. And then we can push him forward like he's going to start to run, and then we'll throw in our in-between blur frame so that we can have a sense of where to start it, line it up about where his eyeballs are, pull off the other frame, or sometimes we just leave that frame in there for one tick, which is about 1/15 of a second. So we take that picture. Now we pull the main frame out and leave the in-between blur frame. And since the transparency is turned on, you can see how this looks. You have a sense of where you've been and where you're going. And all it takes is one picture per move of the in-between blur frame. So if we just move it 1 or 2 inches at a time, it'll take only 3 snaps of this guy leaving to create a readable blur effect. You know what we would do without this transparency mode? It's so nice to be able to see both the last frame you took and the current frame at the same time. Keeps you on track. Okay, 1 or 2 more pictures and we'll have this little guy out of here. There we go. Now that we have him out of the frame, you're going to want to take 30 pictures, which is 2 seconds, 15 times 2, so that we can see that he's gone. Drum roll, please. Oh, look at that. Great. Now the final effect is to add sound, and the best sound effects machinery in the world exists in your mouth. So let's make a sound that goes along with this zipping out of here, and we will be done. Ho, 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 I'm Dasher. There you go. And everything you need is in the PDF that's in the link at our website, which is also the link in the banner of our YouTube channel. And make sure to click on the other reindeer animations that we put together for you, and you'll have a whole set of Christmas animations. As we always say here, Bond and the meat.